when looking at this bill, and that is, will House Bill 3391 increase or decrease the number of abortions in the state of Oregon? If it will decrease the number, then sign me up. But I'm afraid we all know that's not the case. The number will inevitably increase, and for that simple reason, I will be a no on this bill. But I have another fundamental question, and that is, what is abortion? Inside and outside this chamber, it seems abortion is being promoted as part of women's health care, as if the fetus inside a woman is a dreadful disease or a growth that will cause irreparable harm if not terminated immediately. But what's fascinating is that woman's condition is only treated this way if the pregnancy is unwanted. For if that same woman wishes to be pregnant, then all efforts are made to protect, care for, and nourish the fetus like a child. How odd. How can this mass of tissue be one thing if it's wanted and something different if it's not? Does our own personal desire now determine what a fetus is and is not? Again, I return to the fundamental question, what is abortion? The answer to this question is germane to the bill because we all agree we will be increasing the number of abortions. But if we do not clearly understand what an abortion is, we cannot know if we're doing a good thing or a bad thing, a great thing or an evil thing. The deeper question is whether the unborn person is less valuable than or of no value compared to a born person. Embryology tells us that the fetus is a distinct, living, and whole human being. Furthermore, the fetus has its own unique DNA from the mother and father. Note, all of us in this chamber are former fetuses. We were all formerly distinct, living, and whole unborn persons. But again, is the born person of greater value than the unborn? So much so that there is justification for terminating the life of the other? Often people will claim that the size of a fetus makes it less than a person, and therefore we can end its life. But if I look to our own House Republican office, I see a very tall person, and who stands next to him is a very short person. Is the size of a tall person greater value, therefore just cause to end the life of a shorter person? Absolutely not. The size of a human being does not justify ending life, whether minute or gigantic. Some will say the level of development of a fetus is justification for termination, that it has not fully developed and therefore we can end its life. But can I say the same thing about a 2-year-old whose level of development is less than that of a 10-year-old? Are we justified in terminating the life of one over the other because of the level of development? Are we justified in terminating the life of a Down syndrome person because they have a lesser mental capacity? How about the blind person or the deaf person? Colleagues, and Madam Speaker, the level of development is not adequate justification for ending another person's life. To continue, some claim that the unborn being inside the uterus is a trait that makes it not really a person. In other words, its location of the fetus is now how we determine value. But Madam Speaker, Representative Neerman is no longer in the chamber. In his absence, I can no longer see him. The fact that he is somewhere else, hidden away in a secret place, does that make him less human? Of course not. Whether Representative Neerman is underwater or on the moon does not give us just cause. As Dr. Seuss might say, Representative Neerman is a human being who has the right to life, whether he is here or there or anywhere. Finally, claims are being made that fetuses can be aborted because of their dependency is fully on another human being. But babies are in this identical class. They are fully and wholly dependent on another for survival. Is a mother or father justified at ending the life of their newborn because it's fully dependent on them for survival? Think for a moment, colleagues. Vic Gillum with ALS. He continues to lose his ability to care for himself and is fully dependent on others for survival. Are we justified to end Vic's life because he is dependent on someone else? Absolutely not.
Excuse me, Representative. Representative Lewis yields his time. Please continue.
Thank you, Representative. I return to my fundamental question: what is abortion? I conclude that abortion is the terminating of life, innocent life, without just cause. These unborn, the most innocent, have wronged no one, and like us, have the right to live. Madam Speaker, the fetus is as much a human being as we are in this chamber. Their size, their level of development, where they are located, and their dependency on another may be very different, but those characteristics do not make it any less human. To close, there may be some in this chamber who have had an abortion or know someone who has. I want to be clear, I condemn no one. However, my goal here is today to seek and speak truth and to defend liberty. My goal is not to lock up doctors and women, but to make abortion unthinkable, just as the idea of slavery is unthinkable. In this chamber, we say a pledge at the beginning of each session, and that pledge ends with the phrase, "with liberty and justice for all citizens of this great state and nation, for all those of European descent, African, Hispanic, or Native American descent, for those who are male or female, for all those who are young and for those who are old, for those who are born and for those who are unborn. Let us not pass a bill that makes a mockery of us by exposing us as hypocrites. To that end, I urge a no vote on House Bill 3391, for its passage will end more lives, the most innocent of human beings, without just cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative.